So today we are going to talk about the maximum value or minimum value, and then the axis of symmetry and the vertex, coordinates of the vertex of the graph of quadratic functions. Okay, so that is continuing what we have learned yesterday. And today we are going to do a lot of calculation. Yesterday we were finding the coordinates of vertex by using the formula 1 from the calculator. But today we are going to learn how to find the coordinates of the vertex and the equation of the axis of symmetry ourselves. Okay. But I would like to remind you that, okay, so we are going to do many classwork during the lesson, and I need you to submit the classwork to the MATLAB web system. And if I cannot find your classwork, okay, and if I cannot find most of your classwork from the MATLAB web system, so I will count you as absent on that lesson. Okay， 記得咧，即係每一堂之後或者中間過程裏邊啊，最好就請你咧將你哋嘅 classwork 咧 upload 翻上去 MATLAB web system 嗰度，咁即係咧以下呢個網站喺聊天室裏邊，咁你哋嘅 username 仍然都係 student number， 跟住 password， 如果你冇改過嘅話咧，亦都係LKL 再加 student number 咁樣。Okay， 咁如果我揾唔到你哋嘅 classwork 嘅話咧，咁就會當你 absent 噶啦嗰一堂啊。Okay， so let's go back to the textbook. So we are now on page 5.22, and for example 8, so we have done example 8 yesterday by using the calculator formula 1. But today I'm going to teach you how to find the maximum value, minimum value ourselves. Okay, so let me just create some space first. The following method is a method that we are going to use many times, and especially in the exam, the question will ask you to use the following method to find the maximum value and minimum value. So you really need to learn how to operate this method in order to get the method mark in the exam. Okay, so example 8, you just follow me first. 嗱呢度咧，你跟一跟先，因為咧有少少複雜嘅可能。咁但係咧，次次都咁做嘅啫。OK， part A， so y equals x squared plus 2x minus 4. Okay, you just learn the steps first, and then I will explain to you why doing this step will get you the maximum value or minimum value. Okay, so it is you have to identify the value of A. Okay, the A here is equal to 1, right? And we need to take out the A. Wait, what's going on? Take out the A from the first two terms. Okay, but in this case, because it is 1, so we have done nothing actually. But if A is not equal to 1, then we still need to take out the A from the first two terms. Then there's the C term, the -4, the -4. Just stay here, okay? Don't change it at the first few steps, okay? Just keep it. And then the next step, we're going to write x squared, okay? And then plus, we always write 2x times something, okay? But this time, because the original term is 2x plus 2x, so I will write this as 2x times 1 minus 4. okay? And the 1 will be like this, x squared plus 2x times 1. And then for the first step, we're going to add one more term to this, and that will be the 1 square. Because we want to make up the format of x squared or a squared plus x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Okay, so the y here is equal to 1, but we cannot add a 1 square, okay, to this function because we will change the function. So if we really need a 1 square here, we need to compensate by subtracting the 1 immediately, okay? Minus 1 square, okay? Within the square bracket, like this. And then the first three terms will form an x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. And then we will change this to be a perfect square. So that will be 1 times x plus y square, and then minus 1, and then minus 4. Right, sorry, what's going on? Minus 1, and then minus 4. Okay, and then we will multiply the a to be inside the square bracket. So it will be 1 times x plus 1 bracket square minus 1 minus 4. Okay, and then it is actually 1 times x plus 1 bracket square minus 5. And that is the end of the transformation. Okay, we would like to change the original function into this format. But why do we need to change in this format? Because in this format we can see the values of h and k directly, where h and k will be the coordinates of the vertex. Okay, in this case, the vertex will be equal to -1 and -5. Okay, but why is it like this? I will explain to you. 好啦，嗱呢度咧呢幾個 step 咧一定係咁樣做嘅先嘅 ，OK。然之後咧，我哋會將佢咧變成一個 A 啦，乘以一個 X，有 X 喺裏邊嘅括弧二次，然之後外邊再加一個數或者減一個數咁樣樣 ，OK。咁究竟點解咁樣係得嘅咧？點解會變成一個 vertex 咧？咁而家咧就解釋俾你聽咯。咁咧，我用黑色筆啦。嗱，個 y 咧係咪變咗做1乘以 x 加1嘅 square 減5啦？係嘛？咁咧，我哋係基於一樣嘢嘅啫，一個知識就係咧 ，we know that x plus 1 square, the perfect square, no matter what x it is, no matter what value we substitute into the x, it is always larger than or equal to 0. Okay, larger than or equal to 0. Can you get this? And then I want to build the function y from this inequality. Okay, so when I multiply a 1, I need to multiply a 1, then right hand side is still 0, and then subtract the 5. So 1 times x plus 1 square minus 5 is larger than equal to -5. Okay, but what we have got on the left hand side is already the function y. Okay, so I'll get y larger than or equal to -5. No matter what value of x it is, y is always larger than or equal to -5, which means that the minimum value of y is -5. Okay, minimum value of y is equal to -5, and that is the y coordinates of the vertex, like this. Okay, But how to get it? How to get the x coordinate of the vertex? Is that when y is equal to -5, and then I want to find what x it is. What is the corresponding value of x? Corresponding value of x. So I'm going to use another color, the red color. When y is equal to 5, -5, okay? Then I'm not going to use the original expression. I'm going to use the final expression, okay? The y is 1 times x plus 1 square minus 5 is equal to -5, okay? Which means that x plus 1 square should be equal to 0. But what number to the power 2 will be equal to 0? So that number must be equal to 0, okay? 0 square is equal to 0. If the number is not equal to 0, then any other number to the power 2 should not be equal to 0. If x plus 1 bracket square is equal to 0, then x plus 1 will be equal to 0, which means that x should be equal to -1. Okay? So the corresponding value of x should be -1. Corresponding value of x is -1. It's like this. Okay? And this corresponding value of x will be the h value. And then the minimum value of y will be the k value. So that will be our vertex, -1 and -5. Okay? So that is how we can get the h value and the k value like this. Okay? 好嗱，應該大家咧可能聽完之後咧都係一頭霧水嘅。咁我會再做埋 B part 得唔得？跟住再同大家一齊做 Instant Drill Number 8嘅。OK， 大家一齊跟一跟先啊。咁陣間會話俾你聽咧，其實咧呢度咧係唔需要寫黑色嗰部分，唔需要寫紅色嗰部分嘅，只係需要寫藍色嗰部分咧做答案咧就得㗎啦。OK， 紅色同埋黑色嗰兩部分咧就係我解釋俾你聽。點解佢會係 minimum value， 同埋點解個 corresponding value of x 會係咁樣嘅啫。OK， 咁但係我哋真係做嘅時候咧，只係做藍色嗰部分嗰啲 steps 嘅啫。OK， 好，咁我做埋 part B 先啊。嗱，你跟唔到呢一度跟唔到咧，唔係太緊要嘅，你一路跟多幾條。OK， 你跟到我呢度陣間我講完 instant drill number 8都仲跟唔到嘅話咧，咁先至再問啊。Okay, so let me do part B with you together. So part B. Part B. So y is equal to -x squared plus 6x plus 1. Okay, and then we are going to do the transformation, the changing appearance. Okay， 去做一啲即係轉變啦、變樣啦，將呢條式咧由呢一個 ax 二次加 bx 加 c 呢個 format 轉做另一個 format， 轉做一個有 perfect square 嘅 format。Okay， and first step is to take out the value of a.The common factor a, okay? The a is -1, so we need to take out the -1. Now, no matter what, we still need to take out the a, okay? Even though it is not a common factor between the first two terms, we still need to take out the a. It's always like this, okay? So when you take out the -1, the plus 6x will become -6x.Okay, and then the constant term will stay outside the bracket. And then for a second step, we are going to change this to, so if it's minus, then it's still minus 2x times number. Okay, the -6x minus 6x will be changed to minus 2x times a number. Okay, and then we need to think which number it is. So for this case, it's very easy. It should be equal to 3, right? And then plus 1. Okay, and then we need to please wait. Sorry 支筆壞壞地，我要用第二樣嘢啦。Okay, let me do it again. So we need to take out the a and then keep the constant term. And then we will write the middle term as 2x times number. In this case, this will be like this. Okay, and then we will add another term. And that term will be, so this is x squared minus 2xy, and then I need a y square. And the y is equal to 3 this time. So I need to add a 3 square. Okay, but I need to do the compensation at the same time. Okay, because I add some extra thing to the expression, and then I need to subtract away the same thing immediately. Okay, so that will be like this. Okay, 即係加一嚿嘢，跟住即刻減翻走。記住喺個括弧裏邊咧，中括弧裏邊咧，我哋做呢樣嘢嘅噃。Okay, and then the first free term, x squared minus 2xy plus y squared will form a perfect square, x minus y bracket square. Okay, and then we will have the minus 3 squared becomes minus 9 plus 1. Okay, and then I will multiply the -1 to the square bracket. So the -1 multiplied by x minus 3 square, and then the -1 is multiplied to the minus 9. It becomes plus 9, and then plus 1. Finally, I just add the constant terms together or calculate the constant terms. So it becomes -1 times x minus 3 square plus 10. Okay, and in this case, we can actually find out the coordinates of the vertex very easily. Okay, it is like this. The constant term, the k value will be the constant term. Okay, plus 10. 得唔得？個 k value 即係個 y 坐標啊，頂點嘅 y 坐標就係個二次外邊嗰個數字，即係個 constant term。OK， 得唔得？係二次外邊剩翻個數字。然之後咧，個 h value 咧，即係頂點嘅 x 坐標咧，咁咧你好簡單嘅啫，你就 put x minus 3 equals 0. And then you find that x is equal to 3, right? And then h value will be equal to this x value, which means that the vertex will be 3, 10. Okay, so if you don't believe, you may check your answer with your calculator program 1. Okay, so the program I gave you before, and then you just input the A, B, C value, and then the first two outputs will be 3 and 10, like this. OK， 得唔得？嗱，所以咧，你記住咧，我哋做完呢一紮嘅所謂嘅呢一紮嘅嘢啊，一紮嘅步驟咧有個名嘅，咁請你記一記啊！呢個名咧都要識嘅，因為咧佢叫你用呢個方法去做嘅。呢一紮名 就叫做 method of completing square. Okay, the method of completing square， 即係咧將你有 x 嗰啲 terms 變成一個 perfect square 咁樣樣，即係變成 either 係變成一個 a 加 b 括弧二次，或者變成一個 a 減 b 括弧二次咁樣樣。OK， 咁嘅時候咧，我哋做完呢個 method of completing square， 即係去到呢個 step 嘅時候咧，我哋就可以睇出個 k 嘅數值係啲乜嘢嘢。然之後咧，我哋再睇中間呢個括號，我哋 put 佢等於0 ，put 佢等於0，然之後計到 x 咧就會係個 h 嘅 value 噶啦。OK。All right, so let's do the instant drill number 8 together, and I need you to submit to the MATLAB web system afterwards. Okay, so next page. So instant drill number 8. So I'm going to type. So y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 5. Okay, and then you just identify that the value of a is equal to 1. So we are going to take out a 1, but a 1 is just nothing here. Okay, just write the 1 here, and then we will change the inside x squared minus 4x as x squared minus 2xy. Okay, so x squared minus 2x times a number. Originally, it is 4x. I would like to change it to 2x times number, and that number should be equal to 2, right? And then close the bracket, and then plus 5. All right, and then the third step, we need to add an extra term and then subtract that term immediately. So it becomes x squared minus 2xy, and the term, the extra term we need to add will be the y squared term. In this case, the y is equal to 2, so it will be 2 squared. And then you just subtract the thing immediately. Okay, and don't forget to copy the plus 5 at the end. And then for the first 3 terms, they will form a perfect square. That is x minus y bracket square. But in this case, it will be x minus 2 bracket square. Okay, and then minus 2 squared, that is 4, and plus 5. And then we will multiply the 1 back into the square bracket. So 1 times x minus 2 squared, and then minus 1 times 4, and then plus 5. Finally, we will simplify the constant term outside the square bracket. I mean the bracket square. Okay, and then it will be 1 times x minus 2 squared minus 4 plus 5 will be plus 1. Okay, and now the method of completing square is completed. Okay, then we can just write down the value of k. The k value will be equal to 1. That is the number outside the bracket. This one will be the k value. Okay, k value. And then when we want to find out the h value, we need to put x minus 2 to be 0. Okay, and then you calculate the value of x, and x is equal to 2, which means that the h value is also equal to 2. It's okay. So the vertex is equal to 2 and 1. 2 and 1. Okay, but the question asks to find the maximum value, minimum value, and the corresponding value of x. Okay， 好啦，嗱呢度咧有少少嘢，咁就係你答翻題啦。嗱，但係咧最緊要就係揾到呢個 vertex， 呢個 vertex 頂點係2、1。不過呢個頂點係一個 maximum point 定係 minimum point 咧？咁我哋要答埋人哋嘅噃，係嘛？Because a is larger than 0, a is equal to 1. Okay, so a is larger than 0, which means that the curves opens upwards. Oh no. The curve opens upwards, and then we will have a minimum point. Minimum point, which means that the y value will be the minimum value of this function, and we do not have any maximum value. Okay, so you just answer the question. The minimum value of y is the k value is 1. Okay, and the corresponding value of x will be the h value, that is 2, like this. So that will be the answer. It's okay. Được. Do part A, and then part B. Part B. Let us do part B together. Part B. So y is equal to negative x squared minus 8x minus 3. And then this time the a is equal to negative 1. So we need to take out the negative 1 from the first two terms. So it becomes x squared plus 8x. And then just copy the constant term at the end. Okay. And then the second step, we need to change the square to be x squared plus 2xy. Okay. In this case, it is plus. Sometimes it is minus. So this case is plus. So it is plus 2x times number. Originally, it is 8x. And now I need it to be written as 2xy. So the y will be equal to 4, right? Okay. And then minus 3. And for the third step, I need to add an extra term to this to complete the square. Okay. Because the x squared plus 2xy, I need a y squared to complete the square. So it becomes x squared plus 2xy, and I add a y squared. Okay. And then we need to subtract the same term away immediately because I don't need to change the value of the function. Okay. And then just copy the minus 3. So the first 3 term will form a perfect square. So negative 1, x squared plus 2xy plus y squared becomes x plus y. The y is 4, bracket square. And then minus the extra term, that is 16. And then just copy the constant term. And then we will multiply the negative 1 back to the square bracket. So negative 1 times x plus 4 squared. And then negative 1 times negative 16 becomes plus 16. And then minus 3. And finally, it is negative 1 times x plus 4 squared plus 16 minus 3 becomes plus 13. Okay, so that is the method of completing square is complete. And then we can write down the value. Okay, so the k value is equal to 13. And then when we put x plus 4 to be 0, then we'll find that x is equal to negative 4. Okay, and that will be our h value. So the vertex is equal to negative 4 and 13. But the question asks to find the maximum or minimum value, okay, and the corresponding value of x. So we notice that the a is a negative number, okay, negative number, which means that the graph opens downwards, and then we will have a maximum point. The vertex is a maximum point. Okay, so we need to answer the question that the maximum value of y is equal to the k value, 13. And the corresponding value of x is equal to the h value, that is negative 4. Okay, so that is the answer. Is that okay? 得，記得做好之後就交上去 MathApp 嗰度啦，得唔得？好啦，嗱，跟住咧第9題咧，咁啊多少少嘢啫，複雜少少嘅啫，但係個諗法都係一樣嘅，所有諗法都係一樣啊。頭先嗰個 method of completing square 咧係完整噶啦，得唔得？所有 case 都適合用嘅。好啦，我睇睇第9題啊。Number 9. In each of the following quadratic functions, find the maximum, minimum value and the coordinates of the vertex of the graph. OK， 咁其實都係問嗰啲嘢啦，係嘛？ So part A, y is equal to 2x squared minus 20x plus 59. And then the A is equal to 2 this time. So we need to take out the 2. Okay, x squared minus 10x and then plus 59. Just remember that the constant term will just stay unchanged. Okay, and then we need to, this time it is x squared minus 10x. And then we will use the x squared minus 2xy plus y squared identity. Okay, it becomes x squared minus 2x times number. And that number, originally, it is 10x. I would like it to be written as 2xy. So the y should be equal to 5. Okay, and then plus 59. And the third step, I need to add an extra term here. So it is x squared minus 2xy. The extra term I need will be y squared. So that is 5 squared. Okay, but I cannot change the value of the function. So when I add some extra thing to the function, I need to subtract it away immediately. Okay, and don't forget the constant term at the end. And then the first 3 terms inside the square bracket will form a perfect square. Okay, so that is like this. X squared minus 2xy plus y squared becomes x minus y bracket square. Okay, and then minus 5 squared, that is 25. And don't forget the plus 59 at the end. Finally, we just multiply the 2 back to the square bracket. It becomes 2 times x minus 5 square minus 50 plus 59. Okay, and then just calculate the constant terms. So 2 times x minus 5 square plus 9. That's like this. Completing square method is completed. Then we may write down the necessary information. Okay, so the k value is equal to 9. The h value, so when you put x minus 5, that is the bracket square, okay, to be 0, and you get x is equal to 5, which means that h is also equal to 5. Okay, and then the vertex will be just 5 and 9. Okay, so we have answered the first question here, but the question also asks us to find the maximum value or the minimum value. Okay, in this case, the a is equal to 2. 2 is positive, which means that the graph opens upwards. And if it opens upwards, then it only has a minimum point. Okay, so we are going to get the minimum value of y will be equal to the k value. So that is 9. Okay, so that is like this. This is part A. All right, and then part B. Can I clear the board? Anyone is not ready? 嗱，我一路講就你呢度可能抄緊啊，一路做緊啦。咁啊，如果我拆咗，跟住你未得嘅話，你就同我講啊 ，OK？ 咁如果唔係嘅話咧，我就一路去咗先㗎啦。So part B, y is equal to negative 3x squared minus 12x minus 7. Okay, so exactly the same. And then we take out the a. This time a is negative 3 and from the first 2 terms. So it becomes x squared plus 4x, right? And then minus 7. Okay, and then we will write this, the bracket to be x squared plus 2xy. Okay, x squared plus 2x, the y will be 2 this time, right? And then minus 7, and then negative 3, add an extra term. So x squared plus 2xy. The extra term we need to add will be the y square. So that should be 2 square. And then just subtract the same term away immediately. Okay, and don't forget the constant term at the end. So the first 3 terms inside the bracket will form a perfect square. X squared plus 2xy plus y squared becomes x plus y, bracket square. And then minus 2 squared, that is 4. Minus 7. Okay, and then we have negative 3 multiplying back into the square bracket times x plus 2 bracket square. Sorry. And then negative 3 times negative 4 becomes plus 12. And then minus 7. Finally, just simplify the constant term to be plus 5. Okay, and then you get the k value is 5. And when you put the bracket, the thing inside the bracket to be 0, you'll find that x is -2, and that will be the h value. Okay, so the vertex will be equal to -2 and +5. And because this time the A is negative, so the graph opens downwards and we only have a maximum point. So it will be a maximum value of y will be the k value, that is 5. Okay, so that is like this. Now I would like you to do the instant rule number 9. Instant rule number 9. Just give you 2 minutes to do this.好啦，又係留意私聊啊！如果我見到有啲嘢錯咗嘅話咧，喂，testing。而家聽唔聽到啊？而家頭先係咪聽唔到啊？大家
keep 住都聽到㗎，keep
住聽到，係咪好細聲頭先？我嗱，而家都唔用嗰個咪啦嚇，我咁樣可能會好啲啦，好似以往咁樣樣。都可以啊。
唔係，可能因為我自己私人插咗喇叭，所以會再大聲啲，不過可能睇下其他同學清唔清楚。
OK，好 ，thank you。嗱，咁如果我呢度講得唔夠大聲嘅話，即係聽唔到嘅話，記住同我講啊 ，OK 嘅，得唔得？
老實，我而家順便交埋 M1 嘅功課啦，但係可能條題目分開咗，我會喺第二條題目一次過影埋咯，可唔可以咁樣？
冇問題，得冇問題，你交咗得㗎啦，唔使一定要完全跟足晒嗰啲一題咁樣嘅。 睇唔到陳正南嗰個圖啊，都係啊。
我已經照影咗啦。
係啊，你自己睇唔睇得翻啊？
睇唔到啊。
睇唔到喎。
咁點啊？
等陣先啊。仲有江子柔都係，江子柔。
嚇！我影咗。
我知道，即係但係我見到你交咗㗎，我見到你哋交咗，但係咧我開唔到你哋個圖出嚟㗎。Serena 都係 ，Serena 都係開唔到。曾嘉琳都係開唔到。係啦，其他同學都全部都開到嘅。頭先講嗰幾位同學咧就開唔到嘅。嗱，如果我而家開唔到嘅話咧，咁我就會上翻 server 嗰度咧 check 翻嘅。咁但係就我唔可以即時話到俾你聽有啲咩錯咁樣樣 ，OK？ Okay, so let's check the answer for instant rule number 9. Have you finished? So part A, so y is equal to 3x squared plus 6x minus 5, okay? And the A is equal to 3, so we take out the 3 and then x squared plus 2x and then minus 5. And we need to write the x squared plus 2x as x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, okay? So x squared plus 2x times a number. But the original term is 2x, so I just write 2x1, okay? And then we need to add an extra term here, 2xy. The extra term will be y squared. And then subtract the same term immediately. And then minus 5. For the first three term, it's forming a perfect square. X squared plus 2xy plus y squared becomes x plus y, bracket square. Okay? And then minus the 1 square. 1 square is 1. And then minus 5. And we need to multiply 3 back into the square bracket. 3 times x plus 1 squared. And then minus 3 times 1, that's 3. And then minus 5. Finally, just calculate the constant term. It's minus 8. And then the method of completing square is completed. Okay? And then k is equal to negative 8. And when we put the bracket square, okay, to be 0, you'll find that x is equal to negative 1, which means that the h value is equal to negative 1, okay? And then answering the question asks you to find the maximum or minimum value and the coordinates of the vertex. So in this case, the vertex is negative 1 and negative 8. Okay, and then for the maximum minimum value, we need to see whether a is positive or negative. This time, a is equal to 3, positive. So the graph opens upwards, and then we have only a minimum point. So this is a minimum value of y is equal to the k value. So that's negative 8. Okay, so this is part A. Can you get this? And then part B. So y is equal to 3 plus 8x minus 2x squared. And so I will rearrange the terms in the ax squared plus bx plus c format first. Okay, so that is negative 2x squared plus 8x plus 3. Okay, just arrange them in the correct order first. Okay, and then take out the a. A is negative 2 this time, and we have x squared. This becomes minus 4x plus 3. Okay, and then we need to write the bracket to be x squared minus 2xy. Okay, so x squared minus 2x, the y is 2, right? Plus 3. And then negative 2 times, add the extra term for this step, minus 2xy. The extra term will be y squared. But don't forget to subtract the same term immediately. Okay? And don't forget to write down the last constant term. Negative 2. And then the first three term will form a perfect square. X squared minus 2xy plus y squared becomes x minus y, bracket square. And then minus 2 squared, that is 4, and plus 3 outside the bracket. And you need to multiply the negative 2 back to the square bracket. So it becomes negative 2 times x minus 2 squared plus 8 plus 3. And calculate the constant term. So negative 2 times x minus 2 squared plus 11. Okay, and then the method of completing square is completed. And we may write down the k value is 11. And then for the h value, we need to put x minus 2 to be 0. And calculate the value of x is 2, which means that the h value is equal to 2. Okay, and then the vertex will be 2 and 11. But the question also asks us to find the maximum or minimum value. In this case, because a is equal to negative 2, that is a negative number, so the graph opens downwards, and then we will have a maximum point. So the maximum value of y will be the k value, that is 11. Okay, so that is like this. Instant drill number 9.好，呢度想你俾個反應我啊。如果 OK 嘅呢個 method of completing square， 如果 OK 嘅，可唔可以俾個 like 或者俾個拍手掌我 ？Okay, if you're okay for the method of completing square, finding values of h and k, so please give me a like or a clap, please. Okay, thank you. If you are not okay, please raise your hand. If there are any parts which is not okay, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. 好嗱，頭先呢幾題咧係基本嘢啦，係咪？咁就係俾咗個 function 你 quadratic function， 你做咗一連串嘅 method of completing square 嘅步驟咧，我將佢轉咗格式之後咧，就可以直接睇到個 h value 同埋個 k value， 就可以揾到頭先相關嘅資料啦。OK， vertex 啊 ，maximum value 啊 ，minimum value 咁樣。但係有陣時咧，即係題目就中意調翻轉嚟問㗎嘛，係嘛 ？OK， 佢可能咧就會係好似以下呢一題咁樣啦，先啊。Number 10, example number 10. So the graph of the quadratic function y equals negative x squared plus 2x plus k cuts the y-axis at 0 and 3, and then find the value of k. 呢題都唔係太難嘅啫，因為咧嗱，我哋咪話咧 quadratic function 咧有5個 features 嘅，有5個 features。第一個就係 direction of opening，OK， 即係 opens upwards or opens downwards。And then the second feature is the y-intercept, and the third feature will be the x-intercept, and the fourth feature will be the vertex, and the fifth one will be the axis of symmetry. Okay, and then as sometimes we need to mix them together. 嗱，簡單嚟講咧就係咧，第一個 feature 即係 opens upwards、opens downwards 嘅話咧，只不過係睇個 A 大過0細過0嘅啫。第二同埋第三個 feature y-intercept 同埋 x-intercept 我哋係要喺呢一個 format 裏邊 ，OK， 等陣啊，係要喺 ax square plus bx plus c 呢個 format 裏邊咧，去揾嘅。Okay, we do not need to change this to be the completing square format for the second feature and the third feature. Okay, so that is to find y intercept and x intercept. We need to start from this format, but to find the vertex and axis of symmetry, we need to change it to this format: a times x minus h squared plus k. Okay, so I'm going to call that the ABC format. The ABC format. And then this one, I'm going to call this the AHK format. Okay, the ABC format is for us to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. And then the AHK format is for us to find the vertex and axis of symmetry, and actually the maximum value and minimum value. Okay, so maybe and maximum or minimum value. Okay, 得唔得？即係我哋睇清楚啦，題目需要我哋攞啲咩資料出嚟？如果需要攞嘅係 x、y intercept 嘅話咧，我哋就 keep 住喺呢個 ABC format 嗰度。如果需要攞啲資料或者求一啲資料係關於 vertex 啊、axis of symmetry 啊或者 maximum minimum value 嘅話咧，我哋就需要將個 ABC format 轉翻做 AHK format。點樣轉啊？就係用頭先嗰啲所謂嘅 method of completing square 去到轉嘅。OK， 就係咁啦。好，咁我哋睇睇第10題會點樣？我哋撈埋一齊㗎啦噃，撈埋一齊㗎啦。好，咁我哋睇先。Number 10. The graph of a quadratic function y is equal to negative x squared plus 2x plus k cuts the y-axis at 0, 3. So what information do we have now? So y equals negative x squared plus 2x plus k. Okay, and then cuts the y-axis at 0, 3, which means that the y-intercept is equal to 3, right? Okay, and then we need to put x to be 0 to find the y-intercept. We put x to be 0 and then calculate the value of y. Okay, or just put the point 0, 3 into our equation. Okay, so put 0, 3 into the equation. So 3 is equal to negative 0 squared plus 2 times 0 plus k. And then you'll find that k is equal to 3. So that is the answer of part A. And then for part B, hence find the maximum value of y and the corresponding value of x. Okay, so this time the question asks you to find maximum value and the corresponding value of x. And then we need to change the equation to be the AHK form. Okay, so y equals negative x squared plus 2x, just put the value of k back to be 3. Okay, and then take out the a, x squared minus 2x plus 3, and then so a is negative 1, or you just write negative, it's okay. And write it as x squared minus 2xy, x squared minus 2x times y. And this time the y should be 1. And then plus 3, negative 1 x square minus 2xy, and then we need to add the y square, and then subtract the y square immediately. And then -1, the first three terms will form a perfect square. X squared minus 2xy plus y squared becomes x minus y squared, minus 1 and then plus 3. And then multiply the -1 back. So it becomes -1 times x minus 1 squared plus 1 plus 3. And then calculate the constant term like this. So the k value is equal to 4. And then the h value. 嗱呢度咧，如果我唔再講 put 咩 x 減1等於0，直接講 h 係等於1，相信大家都應該冇問題啊，嗬 ？OK， 即係 put 咗個 x 減1等於0，計翻個 x 出嚟，咁嗰個就係 h value 啦。咁可以 skip 嘅，呢全部可以 skip 嘅，得唔得？咁我計咗 h 同埋 k 之後咧，咁其實所有嘢都可以計到晒㗎啦。咁睇下佢問啲咩先。Part B, hence find the maximum value of y. Maximum value of y will be the k value. Okay, you just answer the question. Maximum value of y is equal to the k value, that is 4. And then the corresponding value of x will be the h value, 1. Just like this. Okay, 我攞咗 h 同埋 k 呢兩個基本嘅基礎元素之後，咁佢問你啲咩咧，都冇問題噶啦。Part C, write down the equation of the axis of symmetry of the graph. Axis of symmetry is always x equals h, right? X equals h. And in this case, because we have already found the value of h, so we just write down x equals 1 will be okay. So that will be the axis of symmetry. Will be just x equals 1。咁你記住，我上次講咗啦，好多同學咧都係就咁寫個1俾我。記住條 axis of symmetry 係用 equation 嘅形式咧去到寫出嚟嘅，一定係 x equals number，and the number will be the h number. Okay, so that is like this. And now I would like you to do the instant drill number 10. Instant drill number 10. Let's try to do this. On next page. I'll give you 2 minutes for instant drill number 10.
老師，我唔明白點解嗰度要減7嗰度。
因為個 k value 係所有喺個括號外邊嗰啲數先至係個
但係1嗰個唔係 x coordinate 咩？1
嗰個
係啊，即係等於1嗰個係題目俾嗰個點嘅 x coordinate。
哦，sorry 係，sorry 啊，係咗。
明啦，係咪應該要濕1同2等於 x 同 y 落去啊？跟住就計翻個 k 出嚟。
係啦，應該其實咧，你應該濕1 32落去，係啦，喺 part A 啊，係啦 ，OK 咁啦。
即係應該係用後面個 y-intercept 等於32啊。
唔係 y-intercept 嚟嗰個，嗱，即係咧1同埋1 32呢一個係一個 point 嚟噶嘛，係嘛？咁所以咧，我哋咪可以濕 x 等於1，y 等於32落去嗰個 function 嗰度。
哦，
明嘅
，thank you。
係啦
get 啦。
OK good。Okay, so let's check the answers. So the y-intercept of the graph of the quadratic function y equals 3x squared plus nx plus m is equal to 9. So the given information is about the y-intercept. So we are going to find the y-intercept ourselves first. Okay, to find the y-intercept, we need to put x to be 0. Okay, and then you can easily find that y will be equal to m. So our y-intercept is equal to m, but the given y-intercept is equal to 9. So m is equal to 9. Okay, so that is the answer of part A. And then for part B, express the coordinates of the vertex of the graph in terms of n. Okay, so y equals 3x squared plus nx plus 9. Okay, and this time the question asks us something about the vertex of the graph. So we need to change the function from the ABC format to the AHK format. 係嘛？一逢親同你講親關於 vertex 嘅嘢 ，OK 或者 maximum value 啊 minimum value 嘅嘢嘅時候咧，我哋就要由 ABC format 轉翻做 AHK format 噶啦。OK， so it is equal to 3。好嗱，呢個小心啲喎，我哋頭先未試過遇到呢個情況嘅。我哋咪抽 common factor 嘅，或者抽咗 A 出嚟嘅，唔係 common factor 啊。如果佢唔係一個 common factor 嘅話咧，我哋都一定要照抽嘅。So x square plus 咁中間呢個點樣啊？個 nx 咁呢個咧，我哋就要夾硬抽佢出嚟，但係要補償翻俾佢，即係咁樣 n over 3x。OK plus 9. You need to think that okay when I need to write a 3 here, what should I write here such that when I multiply the 3 back into this bracket and I will get back this term. 即係當我乘翻個3入去括號嘅時候咧，我要出翻原本呢個 term 嘅。咁我而家呢一個位應該要填啲乜嘢嘢咧？咁樣係嘛？咁而家咧3乘翻個 n over 3 x 嘅話咧，係咪出翻個 plus nx 出嚟啊 ？OK， 咁所以呢個係啱噶啦，咁樣得唔得？就係要咁樣去諗嘅。OK， 總之你抽咗個3嘅話咧，你就 compensate 翻一個 over 3俾佢，咁就得噶啦。OK， and then the next step we are going to write this as x squared plus 2x number. Okay, 2x number. What number is it? Originally, it is n over 3 here, but this time it should be divided by 2 also. It should be n over 6. Okay, because the product of this 2 times n over 6 is n over 3。OK， 即係話咧，將其實呢個數咧，我咪夾硬將佢寫成2倍一啲嘢嘅。咁呢個又係冇個2喺度噶嘛。咁我哋夾硬俾個2佢嘅話咧，我哋就要除翻個2俾佢啦。OK， 得唔得？呢度係咁樣啊。And then plus 9. And now the thing inside the square bracket is in the format of x squared plus 2xy. And then we need to add the y squared term. X squared plus 2xy plus y squared. But we need to subtract the y squared away immediately. Okay? And don't forget the plus 9 at the end. Okay? And then the first 3 terms inside the square bracket will form a perfect square. X squared plus 2xy plus y squared becomes x plus y, bracket square. Okay? And then minus the n squared over 36 plus 9. That's right. Bracket and then plus 9. Okay? And then we need to multiply the 3 back to the square bracket. So 3 times x plus n over 6 squared. And then minus 3 times n squared over 36 becomes n squared over 12 plus 9. Okay? So they are not like terms, so you don't need to add them together. Okay? So this is the method of computing square is completed. Okay? And now the k value will be negative n squared over 12 plus 9. Okay? And then the h value will be, when we put x plus n over 6 to be 0, then x will be negative n over 6. So the h value will be negative n over 6. All right? Which means that the vertex, coordinate of the vertex will be negative n over 6 and negative n squared over 12 plus 9. So that is like this. That is the answer of part B. Is okay? 好嗱，呢題咧突然間好似難咗好多咁樣。點解突然間好似難咗好多咧？個位難嗰個位喺邊一度？即係邊度 trigger 到呢題係難好多咧？就係因為嗰個即係中間嗰個 term 咧係有個 n 喺度嘅，有個未知數喺度。咁所以咧，我哋即係一路去到做嗰個 method of completing square 嘅時候咧，我哋都要俾嗰個 n 喺度揞住咗。OK， 但係唔緊要嘅，我哋記住我哋其實係要做一個 x square 加 2xy 加 y square 呢一樣嘢出嚟。OK， 咁我哋做嗰啲步驟咧，其實同之前係冇分別嘅，只不過今次咧，我哋唔係數字，我哋化簡唔到咁解嘅啫，係嘛？但係我哋做嗰啲 step 咧，其實完全一模一樣嘅。OK， 我哋 keep 翻個 n 呢個未知數喺我哋答案嗰度，因為咧佢係叫你 express 係 in terms of n 噶嘛，係嘛？咁就係咁啦。好啦，跟住 part C，find the minimum value of the function。好啦，跟住咧，如果你留意題目嘅話咧，其實仲有一樣嘢，我哋係有一個資料我哋未用到嘅噃，係嘛 ？So there is one more information given by the question, but we have not used it yet. That is the equation of the axis of symmetry is x equals 2. Okay, axis of symmetry, the formula is x equals h, and now it is x equals 2, which means that the question told us that the h value should be equal to 2. Okay, so the given information is h equal 2. But what is our h value? Is negative n over 6, which means that negative n over 6 should be equal to 2. And then we can find the value of n. And n is equal to negative 12. Okay? And after finding the value of n, that is the only unknown, then we can find everything else. Part C, the question asks us to find the minimum value of the function. That is the k value. The k value. And our k value is negative n squared over 12 plus 9. But when we have found the value of n to be negative 12, we can just write down the minimum value of y is equal to negative of n squared over 12 plus 9. Okay, and that should be equal to -3. Okay, so that is the answer. 好，呢個跟唔跟到大家？嗱，呢題突然間難咗好多啊，就係因為有啲未知數喺度揞住你 ，OK， 令到你化簡唔到，所以唯有就係 keep 住個 n 個未知數。但係你只要個 concept 夠清晰，做 method of completing square 嘅時候，嗰啲 concept 啊，每一步係做緊啲咩嘅話咧，咁你都可以砌到呢啲咁嘅答案出嚟嘅。OK， 得。All right, so do you have any problems up to now? If no, I would like you to do the following classworks. Let's go to exercise 5B. Exercise 5 boy. Please do question number 17, 18, and then 30, 31, and 32. Exercise 5B. 17, 18, 30, 31, and 32. So I give you 10 minutes and then I will check question number 17 and 18. But I don't have 10 minutes. Let me see. Just 3 minutes. Just do number 17 and 18. Okay, because we don't have time. 我應該仲有3分鐘就落堂㗎啦。好，盡做啊！ Don't forget to submit to the MathApp web system. I 我見唔到何曉晴有交，劉雅冰喺咪度？蕭卓林喺咪度？李海耀喺咪度？馬子珊喺咪度？ 問多次啊！何曉晴、劉雅冰、蕭卓林、李海耀同埋馬子珊，暫時未見到你哋交任何嘢嘅。
我喺度，陣間交。
因為你係邊個啊？
李海耀。
李海耀 ，OK。我頭先都見到你有舉手嘅，咁但係你記得交翻上去喎，得唔得？
好好好。
OK。記得交啊，因為我會用呢個嚟到作準，即係究竟大家係咪有上堂嘅？ Okay. So I think it's almost a time. So today we have learned the method of completing square. Using the method of completing square to change the function of the quadratic function from the format of ABC format to the AHK format. Okay, and if we want to find something about the x-intercept, y-intercept, we use ABC format. But if we want to find something about the vertex, the maximum value, the minimum value, and the axis of symmetry, we need to use the method of completing square to change to the AHK format. Okay, and then when we have changed to AHK format, we can write down the corresponding values very easily. Okay， 好嗱，今日咧學咗呢一樣嘢啫，咁就我今日到呢度為止，聽日咧我哋先繼續啊。So let's continue tomorrow. So that's the end of this lesson. So you may leave now. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.